Welcome to this episode of PSN, Pembroke Sports News. My name is MJ Baird, and I'm finally back in action for another thrilling episode. We will feature the spring sports here at PHS in this spring sports special, taking an in-depth look at our spring festivities here at PHS. First, let's sit down with our AD Dana Batista to get insight into the 2015 spring season. Mr. Batista will highlight the sports offered and shed light upon the changes in coaching, challenges our teams face, and what June may look like for our athletes. Welcome to this segment of AD Corner. Today we're here with our AD, Mr. Batista. How are you doing today, Mr. Batista?
I'm great, MJ. How are you?
Great, thank you. Thanks for joining us outside here today on the tennis courts. A couple of questions for you today about our spring sports.
Absolutely.
First, what do you foresee for our spring teams this year?
I think that just by looking around where we're at right now and looking behind us with the fields covered in snow and tennis courts are just being open, it's going to be definitely a challenge for our spring teams, but no different from the teams in our league because they're facing the same things that we're facing right now. So right now it's so hard to tell. The baseball and softball teams are still indoors, still haven't gotten to do anything yet.
Yep.
So that's going to be a major challenge. Lacrosse just got on the turf,
Okay.
I think yesterday, and tennis has been out here for a couple days. Track still can't use the javelin area of the shot put. So definitely going to be a challenge, but as always, they'll be competitive.
Right.
All our teams are competitive.
Right, exactly. Every year we seem to have a good team. Just a late start this year. So, can you talk to me a little about the new coaches we have in store for us this season?
We have kind of a plethora of new coaches
Yeah.
here this year. So you're going to have work with me here on
Yep,
this one.
okay.
So tennis is Jess Walls. She's back, veteran coach. We have a new boys coach. His name is Adam Souza. He works over at Hanover High School.
Okay.
Played tennis at Hanover. He was captain at Curry College tennis. So he brings some pretty good experience and knowledge to the team. The numbers have increased. I think they're up to about 13 or 14 from 7 last year. So I think the excitement of having somebody who's really in the tennis industry will really help that program.
Great.
Lacrosse, we have 2 new coaches.
Okay.
Abby Walsh, who teaches here in the high school, was our JV coach. She moved up. She moved up to varsity level. And she was an All-American at Stonehill, has a lot of experience, so I think that program's really going to take off. Not that it was in a bad shape last year, but, some pretty healthy coaching.
Right.
Brian Fitzgibbons is not coaching this year, or Dave Bostwick. The new coach is Ryan Tierney, another All-American. He was an All-American at Norwell High School, went on and played in college, has years of club coaching experience. So I think the kids are pretty excited with that. We're trying to get some stability in those both programs.
Right.
Track, same thing, Rooney and Zapati. So we're good there. Baseball, Coach Flynn.
Yep.
Softball, Jenny Frost came back from a year off.
Okay.
She had a baby boy.
Yep.
Great, everything's good. Now she's
Awesome.
back with the softball team again.
Awesome.
Trying to get some stability there. She played at Stonehill, another college player that's coming to take over. So I think overall we're kind of good where we're at, but got to get on those fields right now.
Awesome. Sounds like a pretty impressive staff for this year. Hope we take that far with us. So, how do you feel about the team's improvements this year from last year? We just talked about the coaching, but just as far as success level.
I think it's going to be a challenge across the board. We'll start baseball, softball. Softball only has 14 kids in the whole program. But out of those 14, I would say 6 or 7 are playing club. I think they were about 8 and 12 last year. They're a pretty good pitcher in Taryn Cahill. Shortstop Jess Smith, Melinda McCarty playing third. So they got some veteran players. I think that team's going to, challenge and hopefully get themselves to 10 and 10, 12 and 8.
Yep.
Baseball, Coach Flynn always does a good job.
Sure does.
I think that the biggest thing for baseball, as you know, is what? Pitching.
Pitching, there you go.
And with this weather we're having right now, they're going to have 4 or 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
So you could be on the mound some days out there throwing the ball. But that's going to be a challenge for the baseball team. Track, 162 kids this morning. I've counted the list.
Wow, impressive.
I imagine they're going to make the run for the Patriot League Championship. Tennis, it's so difficult because they have Duxbury, Situate, Hingham, Hanover in their league. But again, I think the addition with Adam with the boys will really bring some experience, and Jess with her veteran knowledge will do that. I'm actually on the way to an AD meeting right now.
Okay.
But I'm pushing, and I've pushed for years, that lacrosse should be split up into multiple divisions.
Okay.
So we're not lumped in with, Duxbury, Hingham.
Yep.
Duxbury and Hingham are the two premier teams
Yeah.
in the state.
Right,
But yet
right.
we'll never have a chance to win a league title.
Exactly,
Ever. What do you think
exactly.
about that?
It sounds like tough opponents. You're never going to beat them
Ever.
at any rate, ever. Exactly.
Ever. So I'm going to the meeting today. I'm going to try to push for that again.
you
It
go.
won't happen this year, but it'll happen. But, they'll go out and be competitive. But with teams like Duxbury and Hingham and lacrosse, Hanover and Situate, it's really tough for teams like Pembroke, both Plymouth,
Yep.
North and South, Whitman, Hanson, the Quincy's. We really don't have a chance to even challenge for a Patriot League title. But our effort will be there. I know that.
Awesome. Last question for you today. What makes our spring season unique from our other seasons? Obviously, we're outside, but what makes it unique?
Well, I would say this. You say the way that you and I are both dressed right now.
Yep.
And it's a pretty brutal season.
It is.
Our fall season's nice all the way up until November. Obviously, winter we're indoors.
Yep.
Yeah, but the spring, we're stuck right now with snow on
Yep.
fields.
Yep.
We have teams who are practicing at 5 in the morning.
You
And
go.
what's going to happen is, after April vacation, literally teams are going to be playing every single day. So I think that's what makes the spring tough. Field conditions, if we get any rain now, if we have a rainy spring,
Yeah.
we're going to be playing on Saturdays and doubleheaders and
Right.
all that stuff. But hey, high school athletics, and it's fun.
There you go.
Kids are out there. It's all about the kids.
It is. It is. All right. Thank you, Mr. Batista, for joining us today. Good luck to all our spring teams this season. Thank you. I'd like to welcome Cam Deegan, senior captain for the baseball team, back to the show today. Cam, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Great, thanks. A few questions for you today about the season, all right?
Yes, sir.
First question. What are your thoughts for the season this year overall?
I think mainly is just to win a lot of baseball games. That's the whole objective, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe make tournament. We got big Drew Carey Don on the mound,
Right,
so
right.
there's some shutout innings this year.
So you talked about your chance at tournament. What are some of the team's goals this year?
Definitely be above 500.
Okay.
Because we have to be 500 or better to make tournament. Goal.
How about personal goal? Maybe
personal
at the
goal,
plate, behind the plate, catching?
Maybe knock a dinger.
Knock a dinger? All right.
Dinger out of the park.
Would that be your first one ever?
Not in the Little League, but
Okay, so first on the big diamond. Okay, well, hope you achieve that. That'd be great.
Thanks, Dad.
What are you most looking forward to this year on the team?
Definitely in between innings, just Flynn yelling at us. Be pretty fun. Maybe the cold start.
Yeah,
We're all gonna
exactly.
be dressed up, bundled up. We haven't had the first game yet, so I don't know.
What are your thoughts about having a whole bunch of games jammed in a small amount of time this year?
My arm's probably gonna hurt a lot.
I'm sure everyone's is, right?
Yes, probably injury-wise, it's probably not gonna be good for the
Right,
team.
right.
Besides that, it's probably gonna be a fun time.
There you go. All right, so who's your biggest opponent this year? Someone, either a big match for the team or someone you're just going to have to swallow a hard pill for?
Probably Duxbury.
Okay.
Because they knocked us out last year of Patriot League contention.
Okay.
If we won our last game against them, we would have won the Patriot League. But this year, from them coming from our division, if we were to go maybe like 2-0 off them, it would probably be a good outcome.
Awesome. So reflect for me real quick on your career as a Titan baseball player. What it meant to you. What you're gonna hold with you for the rest of your life.
Well, as Flynn's the coach, he has a lot of standards that he upholds. A lot about respect, respecting the other opponent, respect ourselves, respect the game of baseball in general.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
And always just not be a spectator. Always just be in the game. Always just something I learned from him.
So,
As a whole, from the beginning, my sophomore year, I was on varsity. I started since then. Basically.
do you have one highlight moment you might remember that you felt was a great moment? I mean, you haven't had this year, obviously. Hopefully, there's many more to come. But last year, sophomore, something that made you the kind of baseball player you are.
Definitely when we might not come from high school, but our
Yep.
first Legion game when they first introduced the guard, the color guard, and all that, and have Kim Dacey's son be out there and throwing out the first pitch and all that. It was a great time.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add today, Cam?
Go Titans.
Go Titans. All right. Thanks for joining us today, Cam. Now I'd like to welcome Michaela Lawrence to the show. Michaela is a senior on the softball team this year. A couple questions about the season for you, all right?
Okay.
First question. What are your thoughts on the team so far through what you've seen in tryouts and practices?
So a lot of our girls are really young.
Okay.
So we're looking at a really young team, which is good and bad. The good is that they'll grow up playing together. A lot of them have played together since they were like in 6th grade.
Okay.
The bad is that we play a lot of experienced teams that have played together much longer.
Yep.
They've played in the high school department in the program, so they know what they're facing against other high school teams. So the challenge this year will be getting those girls to realize that they're not playing against 7th and 8th graders anymore. They're playing against 18-year-olds
Okay.
that have been playing the game. They're
Right.
stronger and they're more knowledgeable of the game.
Awesome. So what are some of the goals for the team this year, taking that into consideration?
Our goals this year is just to really have a better record than last year. We missed tournament by 1 game, so
Okay.
we really want to make it this year, not only for just the ability to make the tournament, but for the seniors too. Like, this is my last
Right.
year.
Yep.
I've made tournament once, and so we really want to just be able to clinch our spot in the tournament.
Awesome. What is it like to have your old coach back? I know she took the year off last year.
Yeah.
What's it like to have her back?
For me, I love it because this will be my 7th season with her. 'Cause
Oh,
I had her
wow.
for soccer and basketball
Okay.
as well as softball.
Wow.
And me and her really became close throughout all the years, all the practices. So it's really good for me. And she really knows the sport well. She played it when she was younger. So it's really good to have her back.
And one more question. Just reflect on your journey for me through PHS softball, through your however many years you played.
This will be my 4th year playing.
Okay.
I started as a freshman. So it has really made me a better person, I think, because I was always the youngest and the smallest. We both are pretty
Right.
short, so
Yeah.
you know what it's like.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it was just good because I was a freshman on the team with all older kids. Because back then it was more of like, not like a young kid program, it's like all the big kids.
Okay.
So it like made me mature faster, and I think that was good because like a lot of freshmen now, they're like really immature. But like with sports, you grow up faster, you learn to play by the rules, and you manage your time well. So it'll help me out for college too.
Awesome. So we're going to thank you for your interview today. Thanks for your time. We're going to send it over to the other side of the tennis court for a tennis interview with tennis coach Miss Walls.
So in high school tennis, you have 7 varsity matches. You have 3 singles matches, first, second, and third. And then you have your 2 doubles. So you have first doubles, second doubles. And generally, the kids play ladder matches to figure out whose spot. So what they do is they'll play, and then if first, right, beats your second, then that's how you figure out that order. And then generally your third is the person who ended up losing to your second. You're supposed to, with your doubles, also put them in the order of the way that they play. But occasionally, depending on if they're better doubles or singles players, then you just do it that way. So our goal is always just to make the tournament. That's our plan. And also just to become better tennis players. And I always say to them, I don't particularly care if you win. It's more about, did you improve and did you play your hardest? So I've had girls in individual matches who have come off and they've been really disappointed. But really, it's about, did you play your hardest? And did I see you actually trying and staying with it? And then ultimately, like I said, really aiming for the tournament. So I only lost 2 seniors last year, but I did lose a singles player and a first doubles player. So Katie Lamar and Katie McGilligan actually had been partners for 2 years. So Katie and Taylor are learning to play with each other, learning to be partners. So mostly it's just about the girls either figuring out if they want singles or doubles and then adapting to that role. Definitely, I have Katie Lamar and Taylor Walsh, and they'll be my first doubles. And then Haley Johnson will be my first singles player. So the 3 of them have been awesome players to me this past year and have steadily improved over the last few years. So I do expect them to have great seasons this year.
Welcome back. Now we have Andrew with us today. Andrew's a new senior member of the track team, joined for the first time this year. Andrew, a few questions about track for you, all right?
Alrighty.
First question, why did you decide to join track this year?
So I've kind of wanted to do it in years past, but I play club soccer, so that was always difficult, and to tackle that with homework as well.
Exactly, yep.
But senior year this year, maybe a little less homework.
Right.
And so I just decided to try it and see how it went, and I've gotten into it, gotten in the groove, have practices still for soccer, but still loving both of them, and I can do both of them now.
Being able to manage it?
Yeah.
Exactly, great. So, so far, I know it's only been a few weeks, you've been indoors a lot, but what's the experience like so far?
It's a great experience. It's definitely different than any other sport I've played before, just because you can practice hard every day, since the actual games are less rigorous, because you're just going to do one meet maybe running only one race.
Okay.
But with a soccer game or something like that, maybe a baseball game, you're out there for hours.
Right, longer period of time. Yep.
So it's definitely a big difference.
So when a meet comes around, I know there hasn't been any yet. What's going to be your role as a part of the track team?
I might just play as a fill-in role since I haven't been doing it for
too long, right?
Might do like 400 hurdles or something someone doesn't want to do.
Right.
But I'll take that opportunity.
So pretty versatile. You can do a lot.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And last question today. What is a regular practice like? I know you have different routines or whatever you do, but just describe any ordinary day for me.
So practices are different pretty much every day,
Yep.
like you said. Some days are tougher, some days are more recovery. So as of right now, Tuesdays and Saturdays, we run workout days. So those are really rigorous activity. We'll run, we'll hit the weights afterwards. But it's all about very different from other sports. You get a lot of time to stretch, roll out, you learn new stretches. But every day you get to practice, maybe play a little pickup basketball beforehand.
Yep.
They'll probably stop soon. But yeah, it's just a friendly atmosphere, and that's what the practice is like every day.
Awesome. So I mean, I've heard a lot with like new seniors, not only seniors but underclassmen too, joining the team this year. Is there any the team has obviously grown in size from past years. Do you think that this is beneficial for the team? Like, what's it going to do for the squad?
Definitely beneficial. It's like 160 kids.
Okay. Wow. Yep.
But there's definitely a lot of different types of athletes. Some people want to just do it to stay in shape or just to have something to do after school.
Yep.
But some people really want to perform
and compete.
And
yeah.
Since it's Pembroke Titans running.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Been famously known for their success.
Eventually, everyone's going to want to perform and work their best and try to improve. So that's it.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for your time today, Andrew. I'm going to head back into school for Titan Talk. Thanks for your time today, Andrew. Can you name all the spring sports here at Pembroke High School for me?
I can. We got boys and girls tennis.
Girls tennis. Boys tennis. Girls and boys tennis.
Tennis.
Baseball, softball.
I'm going to say there's baseball.
Two more.
Softball.
Yep.
Softball, baseball. Boys baseball, girls softball.
Track.
Track.
One more.
Track.
And lacrosse, boys and girls lacrosse.
Boys and girls lacrosse.
Yep.
Girls lacrosse. Boys lacrosse.
Girls and boys lacrosse.
Ultimate frisbee. Is that?
That doesn't count. No, we have one more though. And we're back outside again here on the tennis courts. I'd like to welcome Allie Boswick to the show. Allie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about lacrosse today, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. First question: what is your new coach like?
Miss Walsh is great. She was our JV coach last year, so she was first year JV, and she did really well. And this year she stepped up, and she's very educated in lacrosse. Just great player when she played.
Okay.
So she's a really good defender. So she's really helping with our defense, and she has a lot of knowledge. So she's been really great.
Awesome. So what is your role as a senior on the team, not only position-wise but leadership-wise?
As a senior, I feel like all of us just have a role to be role models for the girls, whether that's on or off the field. On the field, you can probably hear me yelling the most. I'm usually pretty good with communication as the other seniors, so we like to just speak up and just try and be leaders to the other girls on the team.
And what position do you play on the field?
I'm an attack.
Okay, so you're the one that's going to be in the offensive zone?
Yeah, offense.
Awesome. What are you most looking forward to this season on and off the field for lacrosse?
Lacrosse has always been my favorite season.
Okay.
I mean, just the team camaraderie has always been great. And on the field, you can tell we all love playing lacrosse. So we all really enjoy ourselves. But even off the field with POS parties and just team sleepovers and team bonding, we all really get along. So either or, it's going to be really fun.
And final question, the ever-anticipated senior season is now here. I said it about myself in hockey and golf season. What do you want to look back on in your career as a Titan and say, wow, this is what I want to remember about lacrosse?
Well, over the years, we always became so close as a team and as a program.
Okay.
A specific game?
Game, moment, teammates, anything.
For a game, I think last year,
Okay.
or junior year, sophomore year, we played Hanover at Hanover.
Okay.
And Hanover's a really good team. And we ended up tying them to like a really low score, so that was a highlight. Or we were tying Whitman Hansen and Erica Tinlin scored, and we ended up winning with like 10 seconds. So it was just a great feeling for the team.
Great. So good luck this season in your senior season. Hope you guys do well, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today for our spring feature episode. We hope you have enjoyed our different atmosphere and in-depth interviews. We would like to thank all of our staff and students who joined us today. Happy spring, Pembroke. Maybe someday we'll see some green grass out here. Once again, I'm MJ Baird, signing off from PSN.